When you live in Wales on your own, it gets quite lonely at times. Not on my own now, but once upon a time I was. It was very late at night. I think I probably just finished a bottle of Hague again. So it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning, and I get into bed, and there on the wall opposite is a huge black Welsh spider. So the natural thing to do is to have a conversation with the spider, you see, when you're on your own, which I did. This is it. All right, boyo, so you're on the wall, and I'm in bed. Oh, the light disturbs you. Oh, I'm very sorry. I know it's late, but I can't sleep. You don't know what it's like to feel trapped, do you? Never been a fly. Big wall, isn't it? No bookshelves, no windows, no curtains, no pictures, just a great big empty world of white emulsion. Oh, I reckon you've got your problems, though. Look now, you've fallen. You know why? You've got no hang-up, boyo, and you don't even have the feet of a fly. And after all these lost love poems, I ought to finish up with a found love poem, hadn't I? So here's a poem I wrote as a letter to my wife before she was my wife, when she was living in Scotland at the time, 400 to 500 miles away. And one night she telephoned me and said, hold me, touch me. And that's very difficult over a telephone. So I went to bed and I wrote this letter for Val. Distanced by 400 miles, you ask me now to touch you, hold you as on that last locked night in the owl-sounding hills, close and wordless, until soon after dawn the cuckoo slipped from wire to wire, mocking the meadow pipit, and the curlew forsook its coorley for a warbling invitation to a mate. We didn't wake to them, we never slept. Then from that hushed chapter of breathing spirit, as on that 5th distant day, when God formed sounds other than the rushing wind and water, came that 2-syllabled clarity that thrust the fledgling from the nest of night. Knowing you would soon be gone, I held you then particularly tight, drew back the curtains, watched your eyes fill with the brimming light that dappled on the whitened pine above, then held you next to me, around me and within me with a ferocity and intensity that sought to deny the gravity of whatever drew you far away, 400 miles. And now tonight you ask me, will I hold you? Hold you on an impulse through a wire? Carry on. I'll stay awake until the sky is lightened with a greenish hue. So listen to the sounds that come with day's first fire, so many millions of miles away, and find me there, close there, alongside you. And perhaps one more, which has to be the most recent poem that I've written. Written last night. A poem for Etienne Schoonhaven, Night Without a Name. It was during the night without a name, from in the wind you spoke to me. You flung your syllables from a tree, and they fell at my feet on the ground. Your consonants cracked on the tilting tiles, and your sibilants hissed in the air. But when I looked, there was nothing there, the name I never found. I sought for you in a fragment of light, but the clouds obscured the view. And then I realized you were called by a name I would never know. I continued to search in the failing light of a life that is questioning still. I must quest through the leaves of an autumn fall. I must seek at the crest of a hill. I must wait for the wind of a night with a name. I cannot cease until I find the truth of the face in the dark, and my sentence of life is full. And absolutely finally, before I go to bed, A Dutchman's Dog Story. This was a poem that was written by an American going back a couple of centuries, and it tells the story of a dog, but it's very human. It has the same attributes. It opens its mouth far too often and far too loudly. But the poem, in fact, was written by people who had moved from Germany, Deutschland, to Pennsylvania maybe 200 years ago. And it's a story with a moral. In the book it's called A Dutchman's Dog Story. There was a little woman once who kept a little store, and had a little puppy dog that stood before the door. And every time their peoples come, he opened wide him's jaw, snip snap, just so, and bite them. One day, another puppy dog comes running down the street, out of Herr Schneider's sausage shop where he had stole some meat. And after him the Schneiderman. Oh, der wind was not more fleet, where wist just so like winking. Der little woman's puppy dog was looking at their fun. He barked at the Schneiderman, and right before him run. Then fell him down. Oh, that Schneiderman like shooted, mit a gun. Oh, bang, crash, just so. And what's that? Der puppy dog that stole their meat run on and got away. Der little woman's puppy dog, der Schneiderman did slay, and make him into sausages. That's what their people say. Chip chop, just so, and sell him. Der moral. Der moral is, don't interfere when troubles is around. Der man that's in der fighting crowd will get hurt, I'll be pound. Mind your own business, that is best, in life she will be found. Ja, just so, I bet you.